Hello and welcome to another Cloud Party tutorial, and in this one we're going to continue from the last tutorial with the preset color material, and we're going to add an option to display preset tile textures tinted by any of the preset colors that we've already made. The texture pattern starts off as a simple black and white masking shape with a size of between 64 by 64 pixels to 128 by 128 pixels. You really don't want anything larger than that. And the shape has the tinted color applied to the tinting white part of the mask, and thus the output is tinting, and the second value is set to 2 color red mask. Right? Don't worry about what the red mask means. So start off, first thing you want to do is change the blending type to alpha blend, and this way you'll get the options to do the tiling, and then scroll right down here to the very last field and start your texture or pattern field, or pattern texture field. So the name you're going to put is pattern, and then change the type from number to option. Okay. So in the options, click the green button, and then the values button. Change the values to mask texture. There we are, mask texture, and then in the value click on that to find a texture that you might want to use. I'll go for this one here, select, and then I'll put the name now to reflect the value I've put in, so I'll just call this flower, and then open this green button, change this to tinting, there you go, and then the next value, change this to 2 color red mask. So here you can see you have your pattern, and then click in the options green button again, and again click the values, change the output to mask texture again, and then in the values you find another pretty pattern to select, and then open the green button again, change the output to tinting. Well, yeah, this is probably the hardest bit. There you go, all that red, and then change the value to 2 color red mask, and also change the name to reflect the pattern that you've put in. So I'll just call that twirl, and you can see here in the values, click the drop down, you got the 2 there, and if I go into my build mode B and go back here and get another object to texture, right click, left click to select again, and then O to open up the editing panel, and then go into material and find the material that I've just been working on, which I think is called preset. There we are, preset color. Select that, and in the far distant there you can see my twill textures being displayed, and if I switch it to flower, you see the flowers being displayed. Okay, so to continue, I will make one more masking texture preset, and then I'll go on to show you how to do the tiling. So click on values and select mask texture. Have I passed it? Mask texture, and then value. I'll put I'll put some of these dots in. Click select, and I'll change the name now before I forget. Dots, and then once again click the green button, change the output to tinting, there we go, and then change this to 2-color red mask. Okay, now we've done that bit. Can just flick through this values field, twirl, and dots. There we go, and then we leave the options and start a new field here to do the diffuse tiling and pattern tiling as well. So we change the number to vector 2D and click on the output button, and we want to choose diffuse tiling first, and it will write the name for you there. So you'll get the in your customized setup you'll have an option to change the tiling. Then if you want the diffuse texture tiling to scroll, go to your last field, click that open, change the number to vector 2D, and click the green button, change this to diffuse texture scrolling, and now we're going to do one for tiling for the pattern. So click the last green field, change this to vector 2D, click the green button again, and then we're going to look for mask texture tiling, and it's already suggested a value there for you to tile it on. And then we're going to do another option for scrolling. If you want to, you don't have to have it scrolling, but if you want to, another option, vector 2D, click green button, change this to mask scrolling. Yeah, mask texture scrolling, sorry. And then I'm going to add an option to fade the colors, the background color, with a color that you can like set up as you like. And so click in the last field and leave that as number, click the green button, change this to tint color to fade, and then I want one more field for the actual background color. So click the green button open, change this to color, and then click the green button again here and change this to tint color 2, yeah, and it's left my tint color as black. You can leave that as it is if you like, and then save, and then click reload button so that it reloads the customize, which it sometimes does and sometimes doesn't. So I can move this out the way a bit more and try and zoom in on my object here. Whoops. So now if I go up to my customizer here in my object properties, click that open, I should see all the information from the materials being reflected in here, and I can change the preset color to black and change the dots to flower. And also here where it says diffuse color, if you don't have software for making 3D meshes and you just want to use patterns on your mesh, you can choose another pattern or texture. Just reset this, and just to demonstrate, and this is what you get now. This is the pattern I've just got from there. And then if you go up where it says the diffuse tiling, I can change the tiling to further illustrate what it does. I'll change that to full this time. Yeah, and you can change the colour again, make it a bit more, show up a bit more. And then in the diffuse texture scrolling, if you wanted to scroll, you can put a value in here. If you don't put a value, it flashes. I think you can get it to flash. That's not working, but I put a value 0.025, and we've got a bit of scrolling going on there, slow scrolling. I'll take that, turn it off. And then for the mask texture tiling, if we add a value that's slightly bigger than the diffuse value, you don't have to put the 8x8 or 4x8. When you reload the material afterwards, the Cloud Party does it for you. But that's the masked texture tiling, and here's where I said, the optional color to change the background. So change the background to say yellow. Oh, it's still black, sorry. You can't see anything. So I'll just lighten it up a bit. And then here with the tint color 2 fade, you can see the effect of fading it. It fades away from the yellow color to black. If I go back up this way, it fades back to the yellow. So just play around with these settings to make up your own patterns. And if you make enough pretty patterns in Photoshop or GIMP, you can make some pretty interesting stuff.